Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. Harvest is running well ahead of average with soybean harvest already almost done. USDA releasing its latest crop progress report. Now it reports 81% of the corn crop has now been harvested. That's 4% ahead of the 5-year average. But look at soybeans, now 91% harvested. That's 5% ahead of normal.
The I-80 Harvest Tour on Ag Day is brought to you by Case IH. The Farm All has been the iconic partner on the farm for generations. Come celebrate a century of Farm All, the one for all, at farmall100.com. And by AGI. At AGI, we spend a lot of time focused on our product details, making sure you can store your grain how you need to and move it when you need to. Learn more at aggrowth.com.
Indiana farmers making big progress with the soybean harvest now 87% complete. However, corn harvest is only 68% done, which is 8 points behind the 5-year average and 13 points behind last year. As Ag Day's Michelle Rook reports on our I-80 harvest stop, farmers have been delayed by a wet corn crop, but also bigger yields.
Despite the weather extremes Indiana farmers face during the growing season, USDA is pegging statewide soybean and corn yields above last year. And so far, harvest results are confirming that trend. Near Lafayette, Chuck Shelby planted the crop in the dust this spring, but was able to go through all the low spots and saw even emergence. So even with the dry conditions, the crop got off to a good start.
Probably one of the positives, we have one of the best stands ever.
And the dryness he saw at planting continued through the early part of the season.
Well, moisture-wise, we ended up being very dry all the way through the months of June and parts of July.
But then Shelby says the weather pattern changed.
We started getting rain consistently, about an inch and a half a week as we got into the end of July and August. So that really made our crop here.
In fact, soybean yields ran much better than the low to mid 60s he saw in the fall of 2022.
A lot of 65 to 80 bushel averages for fields, for whole field averages. We're probably going to average in the low 70s. Bean yields were better than average, much better than last year. It wasn't the best bean yields we ever had, but it was a good crop. I think if we would have got rain in September, it would have really been our best crop.
Shelby says corn yields are also running from 250 to 260 bushels per acre drive, so they're pleasantly surprised.
So overall, I think, we're going to be above average crop at the end of the day, which last year, again, in this part of Indiana, didn't have that good of yields, so a lot better than last year for us.
However, they still lost top-end yield potential with the dryness and extreme heat late in the season, which caused the crop to die down prematurely. That's also preventing the corn from drying down, slowing the harvest and driving up costs. However, USDA has Indiana yields pegged higher than a year ago at 197 on corn versus 190 last year, with soybeans at 61 bushels, up from 57.5 last year. And Shelby thinks that's in line.
I think Indiana will be better than last year by quite a bit. I don't know if it's a record crop, but overall, I think most farms in Indiana are pleased with their yields, and it'll be better than last year.
And they'll need those extra bushels with corn and soybean prices well below last year. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.